guys, it's Tyler. Welcome back to my DHI hair transplant progress report. We're on week 3 and I have entered what we are calling the shedding stage. Now, the shedding stage occurs around 3 weeks to 4 weeks after your procedure. So what is going to happen is your newly implanted hairs are going to start falling out and you'll see those tiny little hairs in your palm as you wash your head, and you'll cry a little bit in the inside because all of the progress that you've made in the past 3 weeks are literally going down the drain. Some of you might be wondering why the transplanted hairs fall out and go through that shock stage. I'm just gonna read so I explain it. Shedding of the hair grafts after a hair transplant can be noticed anywhere between weeks 3 and 4. While the hair is shed due to trauma, the dermal papilla remains, so hair does grow back. So if you can see, here in the middle is still, it's growing normally because we didn't really do a lot there, but here in the corners where we filled in, it's starting to get a little patchy because my hairs are starting to fall out because we're in the shedding stage. That's a little update for where we are week 3. Week 2, I didn't do a video because week 2 there wasn't much change. The only thing I can really tell you is that the scabs started to fall off. One night I woke up and there was just like dead skin on my pillow. By the end of the next day, all my scabs had fallen off and we had tiny little baby hairs that were coming in, which was kind of fun and cool to look at. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to answer a couple questions that you guys have been asking me. Question number 1. Did you get an FUT or an FUE? Neither. I got a DHI. The difference is the implantation process. If you want to go back to my first video, I explained the difference between the FUE, the FUT, and the DHI. Did it hurt? Yes. You're gonna go through pain. Your body is not meant for you to take things out of it and put it in other places. It's gonna hurt. Just be aware of that. Would I do it again? I don't know, but I definitely think it was worth it. I'm very happy with where I am, and I think it was worth the pain. What clinic did you go to? Why did you choose that clinic, and how much did you pay? All right, so I went to Eternal Hair and Esthetics. They have an office in New Jersey, and they're getting ready to open one in New York. I went there because they treated me more like a person instead of just a patient. Plus, they were pretty reasonably priced compared to other places that I had looked. A big thing for me was finding a clinic that did the DHI procedure. There were a couple places in my region that did them. They were just like a lot more expensive. They had a deal going on. It was $6,000 for 2,000 grafts. Other places were looking at like 12. Was the procedure done by a doctor or a technician? So Sermit, who did my surgery, he is a certified nurse practitioner. So I guess that means he's a doctor. He definitely had some help in the room, but he is a certified practitioner. Did you need someone to help you get home? I did. I was on a lot of drugs, so I don't think that I could have gotten home on my own, especially driving. I think that would have been very unsafe. Are the grafts taken from all over or just the back of your head? So it was the back and sides, I'd say. If you're doing something smaller like 1,000, I think that they could probably stay just in the back. Were anesthetic shots used in combo with the drugs? Yes, they were, and thank God they were. I couldn't feel a thing. I just kind of felt it kind of sounded like a little saw going into the back of my head. Yes, anesthetics were used. How many hairs did I transplant? All right, so I did 2,739 grafts. Every graft can have more than one hair. So 90% of my grafts had 2 to 6 hairs in them. I don't know the exact number. Maybe the clinic does. I should ask them. Even if we double it, it's gonna be over 5,000 hairs. What does the donor area look like? The donor area, I think, looks fine. I can't really see the back of my head. This is what the back of my head currently looks like. I'm sure that there is some scarring there, but it's covered up by the hair that is still there, and it's not noticeable. What did your hairline look like before the procedure? This is what my hairline looked like mid-surgery. You can see that the hairline goes back pretty deep and that we brought it forward quite a bit, especially on that right side. Can you dye your hair after this process is over? Yes, you can. They don't recommend you dyeing your hair for at least a month after your procedure. Personally, I would go ahead and wait like 2 to 3 months because like I'm still nervous like showering, but they said a month is fine. Do you use finasteride or other products? What are the side effects? I do use finasteride. I've been on finasteride for 3 years now. I've had a lot of success with it. I personally haven't noticed any side effects. I think try it if it's something you're interested in. If you're having an issue with it, then I say get off of it. They also recommend doing PRP, which I talked about in my first video. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We'll see what the results are of that, plus the hair transplant, plus these vitamins that I've been taking. I really think that with all 3 of them that I'm gonna have like Fabio hair. So that is my update. I know that some of you guys are gonna have more questions. Go ahead and like and subscribe. If you want to, go ahead and check out my other videos. We've got my first video, which explains the difference between FUE, FUT, and DHI, as well as the first day after video, which has a lot of information about the process and the surgery itself. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys back here real soon. Oh, I got a text message.